And welcome everybody to the Trace Amigos Talk Show. It's Thursday, May 15th, and we are so glad that you're here. Tell us where you're checking in from. Tell us what you got in beer today, or ladies, what you're wearing on your skin. It is so good to be here with my good friends, the Bearded Chief and the Tactical Santa, where I am joined every Thursday. And guys, we have a special guest tonight. Chief and Dino, I am so glad and so happy that we finally get this guest on tonight. We'll get to him in just a minute. But before we get started, Dino, how are you doing this week, my good friend?
Man, I'm doing really good. Had a great week, had a great weekend. And, I put in some hours. I've been working at a hotline and I was able to help Chief out this week. Thank God it was kind of a beard emergency, but we were able to get through that. And but besides that, everything's been awesome. So happy to be here with my two brothers and looking forward to the guest tonight.
Chief.
I've had a nice week. I got a lot of work done. I'm working on a little project for a beard company owner, some woodworking stuff and, typical grass cutting and, getting the house ready for the new baby coming. And yeah, it's coming. We got like 4 weeks left. We're pretty excited. She's over right now visiting, so she's upstairs with grandma, and life's good, man. We had a great show Monday. We had Dalton on there. Yeah. Man, that guy is funny.
Yes, he is
funny. He does voices. Did you watch it, Santa? That guy.
I have. I love that dude.
Yeah, he had me rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of Monday nights, why don't you guys go ahead and tell us about this Monday night on Monday Night Mayhem?
Well, this Monday night, it's titled Oreos and Cheese Whiz. So we're going to be doing a food challenge. It's going to be an open night. We do not have a guest on, so it's just going to be the three of us, myself, Bearded Chief, and Bearded Bishop. We're going to be kicking it, talking about everything, maybe doing some games, and like I said, doing the food challenge. So that ought to be interesting. Oreos and Cheese Whiz.
Together.
Yeah.
You guys, make sure you check out Dino and Chief. These two, I appreciate these guys so much. And I want to tell a little something. I told them today, I had to get something off my chest. So I dialed them both up. And guys, I'm going to tell you what true friends are. No matter where they're at, Chief's in the gym pumping iron, Dino's at work. Both of them answers immediately. True friendship, guys. Find you some friends like that. You'll never be alone. Appreciate you guys so much. You guys mean so much to me. And I do want to mention tonight after the show, kind of in between our show and the Bearded Respect guys, is Copper John's Melissa. Y'all make sure you jump over as soon as you get off here. Go check out Copper John's Melissa. She's doing great things over there for Copper John's. We here at the Trace Amigos fully support Melissa and appreciate her so much and the job that she's doing. All right. And then right after that, we have Jason versus Scott on Bearded Respect, the ultimate beard debate. So tune in and see what that's all about. I had some other cool stuff. It didn't show up, but I had some like boxing thing going on and some debate little stage set up. But anyway, make sure you go check out. So we fully endorse also the Bearded Respect. Guys, what else? What else is going on this week? What am I missing? Say hello to everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the first one in here tonight was Mr. Pud Rose. He changed his name back. All right. And he is from Texas. He is my Texas brother. Good evening, brother. And Miss Kay, how are you?
Hey.
And Baker. You. All right. And Mr. Jim Murray, Small Town Traditions. How are you? Guys, just a preview. I think Jim and myself may have something special coming up for Christmas. So Chief and Dino will be the first two that get sent out to. I just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek because Christmas in July is soon upon us. So, but this will be Christmas in December. Mr. Jeff Hyman. How you doing, sir? Santa Allen, got a chance to talk to him today. He will be on the Santa Tom's talk show Saturday, so y'all make sure you tune in for that.
Very cool.
He is a talented artist, guys, and wait till you see some of the stuff he has come up with. All right. Hey, how you doing, Luis? What's up, brother? All right. And Mr. Dino. How you doing? You guys make sure you go follow, check Dino out. Doing great things and motivational talk over there. Mr. Bearded Wonder. Change his name, Bearded Wonder.
Bearded Wonder.
Bearded
Nice.
boy.
Good to see you, brother. There's our good friend Corey from Weatherbeard. How you doing, Corey? Thank you very much. We know you're busy, brother. Appreciate you even just tuning in.
Got 75 in today, Corey. Let's go.
We can start the show now. Bob and Terry here. It's good to have you here, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Well, there she is. Hello,
Renee.
Black Manor. Hey,
Black
Renee. Abe, how you doing? And there's Mad Donkey.
Oh, H.
I was going to say, what do you got to say, Chief? And I will say this. Stay tuned. Mad Donkeys has some things coming up. So everybody stay tuned for that. All right. There will be some reviews coming out and some nice things on the horizon for Mad Donkey. All right. We got, all right. And Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Hey, we were just talking about you. Hey, good afternoon there, Tomahawk. All right. And there's babysitter Jess.
Hello.
Guys, I promise you, I do have the sound machine. I'm still playing around with it. I will have it hooked up soon so we can sound cool like the Respect. All right. Abe, how you doing? Oreos and cheese whiz. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's putting it moderately. Yes,
Mhm.
they are interesting. I love them, but they are interesting. Talking about you two, guys.
Did you say
All
go
right.
blue?
Hey, Jacob.
Jacob.
For those of you that don't know, yesterday was Jacob's birthday, so happy belated birthday, Mr. Jacob, Jacked Up Leather,
He's 21.
21. I told him and my daughter share the same birthday. My youngest daughter turned 30 yesterday, so I think he turned 30 with her.
Did you do something special for her, Santa?
This weekend we will. She works, I work, so we'll do it this weekend, but I did get her some, they get that old. They don't want, money is good enough, so,
Sure is.
Thank you. Oh, yes, absolutely, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you for your support. We appreciate you so much. There's the elegant Sasquatch.
Sasquatch.
And there's Stacy right behind him.
Stacy.
Oh, Stacy, how are you?
Trouble's here. We can begin.
All right. Oh, everybody say hello to everybody. JB gets wrecked. JB, what's up, brother? All right. And there's the mister. What's up, gentlemen? Hey, what's up, brother? Garrett, how you doing?
Garrett.
All right. I think we are caught up. We have almost 30 people in the chat right now. Appreciate you guys so much again for being here. Tactical Santa Chief, if you guys don't have anything, I say we go ahead and bring on our guests. Unless you got anything else important you need to talk about.
Nothing that can't wait.
I do have a couple things. We do have some things coming up, and I know they're still a few months off, but they are fast approaching. Yeah. There is something coming up in Pittsburgh. I believe it's called Worlds.
Something like that. Yeah.
So we'll be getting more into that. But one of the things that I'm excited to, I will not have a chance to go to Worlds, but I will have a chance to finally meet these two in person at the Buckeye Beer Battle of September 6th. So there will be more coming out about that. There'll be some videos and some more publicity coming out about that. But if you can, please make sure to make plans to be in. Chief, you're gonna have to help me out. I say Columbus, Ohio, but
Newark, Ohio,
about 40 minutes from Columbus, Ohio. If you can be there, please. I would love to meet each and every one of you guys. And I know these two would. Most of you guys already met these guys, but I'd love to meet. I just can't wait to meet any one of you guys. So appreciate you guys looking into it. If you have any questions, please reach out to Chief, Dino, or myself. We'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction. Without further ado, guys, let's welcome in our guest, the one, the only, Dave, born bearded. What's up, brother?
What's going on,
Hey,
Dave?
everybody. How's it going tonight?
Hello.
Well,
That's my
hi.
Seinfeld. Hello, la la la. I used to watch.
How's
Seinfeld.
everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
We are wonderful, brother. You know,
Good,
it's thank you so much for gracing us with your presence all the way from the sunshine. What is California? Not the Sunshine State.
I
Whatever
don't know. I got a couple
California is,
choice
we
words for
appreciate.
it, but
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us, and we just thank you. We are big fans of yours and your channel. And guys, if you are not
thank you. I appreciate that.
you're not following Dave, I will post on the scrolling down here at the bottom where you can follow him on YouTube. You can reach out to him on Instagram. He is a wonderful reviewer. You company owners, if you're looking for a good review, please reach out to Dave. And with all that out the way, with all that said, I am going to turn it over to Chief and Dino with their questions that they're about to enlighten
All right.
you with.
Before we get started, Dino, I just want to say magical beard. Straight magical.
Magic.
Sculpted, well-groomed. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beard is always on point, no matter where.
Right?
When he was on Monday night, our show, this beard is on point all the time. All the time.
And the voice. The voice is like a documentary. You know, you just
Well, as long as I'm not putting you guys to sleep.
He's so calm. He's so calm. It's just
calm.
like you said, magical, right? He's got the majestic beard.
Yeah.
Very, very magic. Yeah, man.
I could take lessons from him because I'm more like, oh, jeez.
Dave, these guys really know how to make a guy feel good, don't they?
They do. They do. You know, my head's swelling already.
Don't worry. The bill's at the end of the show.
Right. It'll be tree fitty.
Tree fitty. 20 bucks.
I don't know. I might be a
bucks
little
is
short.
20
We'll see.
Okay, Dino. You wanna kick us off with a little this and that?
Sure. So I've got a question for you. You're in a bar fight and can only grab 3 bearded brothers or sisters from the community to back you up. Who's on your side and why?
Well, I think I'm definitely have to throw Chief in there because I need somebody between me and them. And I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but I'm a little vertically challenged. I'm a little on the short side of things, so the height in between will definitely help. I would say Amber because I don't think she's going to take very much
Love it.
BS.
Yeah.
Love it.
And Kay because she supports me with everything, to be honest.
Right.
Solid.
So.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I was waiting to hear Bearded Death. Chris from True North.
Sometimes these ladies of this community can pull us out of a out of a funk if we get into one. So
yes.
I don't. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay. All right. You can watch a movie in a VR goggle. Okay. And you got your VR goggles on. You got 2 movies to choose from. You got to watch a whole movie. Okay. Final Destination or Texas Chainsaw Massacre with VR goggles.
I think I'm going to have to go with Texas Chainsaw. I think, it's just one of those kind of feel like you're right up in there, but you're not. That is a good question though, because I think both of them would really would be interesting with VR.
Every time I see a logging truck, and there's a lot of them around us, I give them a lot of distance because that movie just freaked me out.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, even now, that came out how many years ago?
Oh,
and with that scene, and yeah.
Oh, you, Dino.
All righty. You're going on a last minute road trip. You got to pick 2 people to ride with you. Who's bringing snacks and who's in charge of music?
I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to music. Kay has some great taste in music. I'm sorry, one was music and one was the other?
Snacks. Who's bringing who?
Snacks.
Snacks. Yep.
Man, I don't know. I think I might actually have to throw Jay in there. He seems like he's got some good munchy ideas for snacks, and I think that would actually work out pretty good.
Yeah, that's solid.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. You get to pick your next job, but you got to start tomorrow. Okay. No training whatsoever. You're starting tomorrow. Ice road trucker or a stuntman?
I think I would go stuntman to show me everything that I can learn in one day and let me go at it. I'm not, I don't have an issue with heights at all. But being in a big old truck on a thin sheet of ice, there's times where I've been on a thin sheet of ice already, and I just, I don't think I want a big old truck on that thing.
You know, it's funny. You watch that show for the first time, and you're like, this is the dumbest show ever. They're driving a truck on a lake. Okay, big deal. 6 hours later, you're like, you know, all the characters and their whole backstory, and you're like,
Right.
They sucked me in. They got me.
They sucked you in when they had the camera under the ice and it's showing it's cracking and you're hearing it and everything. They know how to pull you in.
Yeah.
All right. You just won a trip to Vegas for 3. Who are you bringing for a wild time? Who's coming to keep things balanced? And who are you bringing to keep you out of trouble? And these are 3 people in the beard community that you could take with you. So one for a wild time, one to keep things balanced, and one that can get you out of any trouble.
Well, I think for the wild time, and I haven't had a personal discussion with her, but I think Stacy is definitely going to be right up there for the wild time, from what I do know of her.
100% trouble right there. Yeah. Yep.
And so we had wild time. We had somebody to keep
you balanced.
Keep you balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. I think Kev to keep me balanced. Kev Woodworking. I think he would have that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, maybe we shouldn't do this, but let's get into some trouble, but not too much, and kind of have that barrier there. Yeah. Was there a third one to that?
Yep. Who would get you out of any trouble?
Oh, who can get me out of any trouble? I think if anybody can talk their way out of trouble, I think that's probably going to be Chris from True North.
Solid.
I think he can definitely talk us out of some trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Solid choices.
That was a good question.
Solid choice.
That was a good question. I loved it. I really like that one. Yeah. We should do more of those. All right. You got to learn to dance. All right. Square dance or break dance?
And I have to learn to do so?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Is it something that you don't already know? And I don't know either one. I don't dance all that often. So I think breakdancing would be more exciting. Just to kind of learn how to do it. And yeah, I think that would be more exciting.
Okay. I like it.
The only problem with breakdancing is like, so if I tried to breakdance, I'm definitely breaking things.
It would be broke dance.
Same.
Yeah, I'd be broken. Square dancing to me, I think, is a little better for the insurance policy, the health insurance.
Yeah.
Not going to the hospital.
But would you enjoy doing it while you were breaking? Is the question.
I mean, yes, but I'm going to be paying for it. That first time I try to do some weird thing and, the hip goes out or, something breaks, that ride to the hospital is not going to be fun.
Right. I'm all for having fun. Just, the least amount of pain afterwards is great. Yeah. Because, yeah. Not as young as I used to be. Don't heal as fast.
Right. All right. You need a quick lie to get out of something. Who's your go-to friend out in the beard community that always has a believable excuse? And who would blow your cover in under 5 minutes? I mean, under 5 seconds.
Well, I think Kay would definitely blow my cover. She has no ability to lie. You could definitely tell when the truth is being stretched there. As far as telling the lie, man, I don't know. You know what? I got a feeling that Baker can come up with some stuff if we really needed to, and we might just get away with it.
Nice.
Baker's your man.
Baker.
I think so. I think so.
All right. You and I are on Naked and Afraid. Okay.
Mhm. I'm trying not to imagine that. So,
Okay, you and I are on Naked and Afraid.
You choose first. Do you choose a machete or a fire starter?
I'm not a fan of cold at all.
Me neither.
I think I'm going to go for the fire starter simply because I know I can build a fire, especially if I'm getting too cold.
That just leaves me with the
Because
machete.
my point of survival is straight out. If I'm getting too cold, I'm done. You know, face, hands, feet get cold, I'm out. So
What about you, Dino? What are you bringing?
Well, I think if you have the machete wins. So, you know, I can get what I want with the machete. Maybe that's the wrong philosophy, but I would go with the machete. Just because you'll be able to chop down, you can chop wood, you can chop plants, you can. To me, I don't know how to build a fire, but I guess I'd have to learn really quick. But I can't cut things with my hand,
True.
so I mean, I haven't
True.
gone through that martial art yet, where my hands I can do the chop and down, But yeah,
oh,
So I get-
I'll have to show that to you. You know, it's pretty easy stuff. You know.
I
right.
guess Tom, if he goes with us, he's going to be land navigation. He's going to read the map because we didn't need maps in the Navy. So,
Brother, I'm bringing some palm leaves because, hey, I know I'm well loved, but this body it was scared the most. So, hey, I got to cover something up.
why
right.
did none of them make shoes? You got all day. Make some dang shoes.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Definitely going to have to talk to some people about getting a little group together. You know, somebody with machete, somebody with some shoes. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
All right. You're trapped in an escape room with 3 beard company oil manufacturers, company owners. Who's solving puzzles? Who's panicking? And who's just there to make jokes and slow the team down?
Who's panicking and slow the team down?
So who would be solving the puzzle? Who would be solving the puzzles? Who would panic? And who's just there to make jokes to slow the team down?
Well, I know I've said his name a couple times tonight, but I think Chris from True North, he would definitely be thinking things through, try to figure out how the hell to get out of there.
Right.
Who's panicking? And these are beard oil manufacturers?
Company owners, yeah.
Company owners. Oh man, that one's rough. Man, I really wouldn't know who's panicking, to be honest. I'm stuck on the panic, and the other one was
Joking and slowing the team down.
joking and slowing the team down. Again, I think the joking and slowing the team down, that's going to be Stacy all the way from, just from watching her on these lives. I think she's going to be the practical joker of the bunch.
Right.
Man. But as far as Wow. I don't know. I don't know on that last one. That last one's really throwing me off. Chris wouldn't panic.
No, he wouldn't.
See, hey, there's one way to get out of the walls. You know, one way to get out of there.
Right.
Man. You know, I'm stuck on the last one. I'm open to suggestions for the last one because man, there's some really good company owners out there too, and it just kind of
Yeah, Chris would get sad.
and I can't really think of the one that just is going to be no help at all. I really can't. I really can't think of anybody. I'm sorry about that one.
I can't really either.
One's tough.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I was
Yeah.
looking at it and I was like, well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, one's tough. But
Chris, if he had his hammer, if Chris has his hammer, he's going to hammer out the puzzle. He's going to fix the puzzle. That's for sure.
Right.
Yep.
I got one more, but it's kind of silly. You play Monopoly, right?
Many years ago, yeah.
Right. We all have. We got ate up with it for hours and hours on end. All four of us pick a puzzle piece and why we would be that puzzle piece.
Oh, the actual game piece?
Yeah.
You know, I think Dino's going to have the car. Because he just kind of reminds me of somebody that kind of run through with the hot rod. Santa Tom for the, I don't know, the top hat for the sophistication and everything. Yeah. And Chief, I'm sitting here trying to think of what else is in there.
Wheelbarrow, dog, a thimble.
You seem like you, I would say the wheelbarrow for you. You seem like you really got your hands full. You're keeping yourself busy.
Carry all that crap around with me.
Right. And yeah, myself, I'm sitting here trying to remember all the pieces here. What do we have?
Dogs
left.
Thimble.
Dogs. I could definitely see me for the dogs. I absolutely love dogs. And yeah, I'd have 100 of them if I could.
Yeah. I'm surprised our little pit bull's not down here sucking up the camera time.
Had to learn. See holes in his uniform. Right.
I got one last one.
Send it.
You just got booked for a collab, but the scent blend is way out of your comfort zone. Which two beard reviewers do you bring in for honest feedback before launch?
Oh, before it launches for honest feedback? Well, you know, if I could pick three, I would definitely pick the three that are in here. Because I think that you guys would give me an honest opinion on what you thought. Not trying to spare feelings. You guys would give me your honest opinion on it. And yeah, if it's two, you know, I think I would go with the two Santas, to be honest. And that's nothing against you, Chief. Man, if I could pick 2 out of 3, I suppose it'd be the two Santas, and then you know, Chief, you know, you guys can give him a call and throw him in on it too.
It'll be an alternate.
It'd be an alternate.
So good.
Right. I would have picked you three over me because sometimes I get like, oh, should I or whatever, but no. But yeah, Chief's the man, and Santa Tom is the man when it comes to reviews. They're fantastic. Yep.
And then there's that one saying, hey, I just got this collab, and how do I tell this person that it's I don't want my face on it.
Well, I mean, a real collab, they're going to send you samples, you know.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean that's something I haven't run into yet, so it's interesting.
and also too, if they want to collab, you kind of get to pick the scent and everything. So if it sucks, it's kind of
Right.
your fault.
Either way, right?
Yeah.
No.
So anyhow, the questions are done. I'm done. Dino, you good?
Yep, I'm good.
All right.
I wanted to bring something up tonight, and your beard, no BS, is glorious. And I
Good.
found something that I haven't been doing that I should have been doing, and that is, putting my conditioner and my shampoo and stuff, because I do all that outside at the bank before I even get in the shower. And I've got a pick, and I started putting the pick through the beard like a comb, and I get all those loose tangles. Because once I start combing through, I'll get to the bottom, and I'll start that tangle mess. I don't know if you've ever dealt with that, but I started using the pick
Yes.
to kind of pre-comb it, night and day difference.
Wow.
I don't know why I haven't
Absolutely.
been doing that this whole time.
And a lot less painful.
Yeah.
Is I mean, it's when you first start to brush out your beard with a decent comb, even if it's a decent comb, you're not thinking you're going to catch a snag, and it always catches you unexpectedly. So
Yeah. There's less hair in the sink with the pick
right.
method. And then, I like to have my conditioner and my beard for, well, as long as it takes me to brush my teeth, shave my head, then I get in the shower and,
Right.
shower my body, and then I'll do my beard.
Yeah.
So I want that in there
That
as
right
long as
there.
possible. What I miss.
Well, Kate was mentioning you got to comb from the bottom up. I do that as well. I have certain areas that get really bad, and it's kind of, start from this section and work my way up to get those tangles out, especially if it's got a bad tangle.
Yeah.
Now it's getting longer. I don't have many, but the ones I have are tender spots. So try to make sure I don't rip them out of there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Notice my
Guys,
poor little white hairs fall out quick too.
Yeah.
have a few
I don't want all my
questions.
white hairs to fall out.
Sorry about that, guys. We do have a few questions if it's okay to jump in here.
Yeah.
Tomahawk would like to know, he asked us kind of at the beginning, is Born, what do you have in beard today?
What I have in beard today, I put in Vulcan from Raven Beard Co. I'm wearing that today. Just kind of seemed fitting since he released those 2 cents today. Great guy. That's one of those guys I can listen to him talk for hours. It's like you've seen that commercial for the most interesting man in the world. I think that's him for the bearded community. I can just listen to him talk for hours. So great guy, and I think he's doing great things for his company. So
that is somebody I have yet to try yet, but I am looking forward to, because I've been here and watched your review today, and that leads us to this next statement, which is Born Bearded. I like the review you did today, and that was a cool brand. I believe that was over what you were just talking about.
Correct. It was one of the 2 cents. It was 1898, which has a ostrich and emu oil in it, and then you have the Vulcan, and great products. I really haven't gotten anything from them that I disliked. I had wrapped my head around the different carrier oils for each scent, but I'm not finding an issue with it. I mean, he's really knowledgeable of the scents of these specific oils and what he can use that complements those scents, and so it works really well.
Well, this is a 4-part question, and I will present it to all of you guys. Okay. And we will start with Dave, then go to Dino and Chief, and then I will answer if you guys feel comfortable doing it. And that is, what is your guys' favorite beard oils? Bearded Chief, Born Bearded, Tactical Santa, Santa Tom. Any recommendations?
Wow.
That's a loaded question.
It is. Who did you want to start with?
You go right ahead, Dave.
Well, there's one that I did a review on, I want to say a few weeks ago. And this one, I had a lot of favorites up until I got this one. And when I said that this one hit my top 5, it's probably my all-time favorite, and it is the Outlaw from True North.
Mhm.
This one not only smells amazing, but it has that nostalgic feel for me. A lot of these scents are, how do these scents not just smell, but how do they make you feel, throughout the end of the day? And it just, it hit something with me. It immediately reminded me of my childhood with my dad, coming out of the bathroom after a shave, and just that it's very similar to what he was wearing. And it just brings those feelings, right in when you're putting it on. So it's absolutely one of my favorites.
What a good memory.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Right.
Love those nostalgic scents.
Right.
Dino.
I got a couple, probably top 5-ish. So Milan Levy by Florida Boys Grooming. That one hits home to me. I really love that one. I keep it in rotation. I really like that one. It's my go-to when I teach firearm classes. It just inspires me. I just like the smell it has. Let's see. The one that True North just released was about a month ago. It's the banana. It's the, what they call it when
Tsunami.
no, not Tsunami. It came out
No.
at the same time. He actually did it. I can't believe I cannot remember the name of it. He actually said it was kind of like a collab for me. What, not Wipeout. It was something close to that, but it was they did a couple weeks ago. I've got it right here. Let me look at it really quick.
Yard sale.
Yard sale. Yeah, yard sale.
There you go.
Yard sale. I can't believe I forgot about that, but yard sale. And then one that's just grown on me, Elegant Sasquatch OTC, Original Tribal Chief. That one is fantastic. I've got a few from Wicked Wednesday I really like. She's got a couple really good ones. Probably Wicked Noir.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. But there's so many. It's hard for me just to list a couple because I've got so many companies I deal with, but there are so many awesome ones. Yeah.
Chief.
I'd return with a question saying, what's your beard like? Is it coarse? Is it gray? Is it thick? Is it short? Is it long? So we could kind of narrow it down to what your beard is. But for my beard, I've got activated charcoal in, and it's got no scent in it. I got it in what I think you guys got it too from Flaming Beard. Game changer for this beard. Nice and soft, no smell, felt great. As far as scent goes, the Milkman from Apex has that amaretto and a little bit of cherry. And it was one of those scents, just like Dave said, it reminds you of like my dad drank like amaretto and Coke, and that kind of nostalgia, that memory. Hogmanay from Valhalla was amazing. Wicked Wednesdays, Agent Orange. I've got like 4 ounces of it. Oh, it's so good. Hey, brother Amber.
Amber, good to see you.
And True North, the black licorice, man. Not a lot of people like black licorice, but Santa's cringing down. I don't like black licorice. I like the black licorice, man. But tell us what kind of beard you got, and tell us what you like. So
Yes.
Right.
Great answer. And there is no way, and I want to tell you something, Louise, that the hardest thing as a beer product reviewer is one thing you learn really quick is you have favorites, but you sure don't mention your favorites, right? So no, there's a lot of great companies in here. We have Weatherbeard in here. We have Copper Johns in here. We have True North in here, all great companies. Feel free to reach out to any one of us, any 4 of us on any of our platforms. We'd be more than happy. Chief is really, really knowledgeable when it comes to beard types and what will work good for your beard. So, yes. Now, Chief did mention I could probably mention on one hand how many beard oils I can't wear. And usually it has to do with scent profiles. Black licorice is just one I can't do. I just can't. And I've tried it, And I tried it all the different ways people have suggested. Chief and Dino, you got to try it this way. You got to try it, mix it with this. You got to try. Amber's told me you got to mix it with it. It's just I can't get over it. It's just one of those things I can't do. So, but there you go. So please reach out to us with those questions, Luis. We'd be more than happy to answer those questions. But thank you for your questions. And I think there was one more. Tomahawk wants to know, Chief, do you dye your beard?
No, I don't. No, there's red, there's gray, there's white, there's black, there's brown. My mom doesn't believe I don't dye my beard either, but yeah,
Right.
Yeah, it's got multiple colors in it. So I'm 55 and that's it, man.
All right.
There you go. Well, Dave, I do have a question. Now, you are a reviewer. I believe you've been reviewing what, about maybe a year now? Or
It's just about a year. Yeah. I
About a
think
year.
it's a year in June or July.
okay. What has been some of your greatest, I don't want to say struggles, but what's been the hardest thing about being a product reviewer? And what are some of the things that are the most enjoyable about being a product reviewer?
Some of the hardest things about being a product reviewer is when you hear great things about certain companies and you try the company, but it doesn't work well for your type of beard. I mean, we all know that with gray beards, red beards, sometimes they just don't pick up some of these oils as well
Right.
as some.
Right.
And you don't really want to put down the product or anything like that, but it's one of those. It's not for me. It's a great product, but it's not for me for whatever reason. That's the hardest thing, because as reviewers, we want to give a good review on these oils, and we want to give honest reviews on these oils. So when it comes to that, that's what makes it difficult. As far as some of the best things about it is getting to know some of these wonderful business owners, the ones that create these oils, which I don't have the knack for. I mean, me and Kay have tried it. I just don't have the knack for it. And to get these fragrances and these EOs to smell great, not only smell great, but these carrier oils work well for 99% of these beards that are out there on the market. It's and you run into, like I said, great owners that want to see you succeed, great owners that are willing to help. And I think that's probably the best thing. Just the whole community of reviewing and getting to know these owners is probably one of my favorite things about it.
Right.
I've got a question about the review you did for Ravenbeard, and you might not know, but I see Ravenbeard is in here. He's using 2 bird oils. Do you
Correct.
remember what the percentage of bird oil is in the 1 ounce, and how did it feel in your beard?
Right. So what was surprising about this one is that 50% of that bottle is bird oils.
Okay.
It's 25% emu, 25% ostrich. And then he's got 14 other carriers for the other 50%. And that really surprised me. I was expecting it to come out of the bottle like a 2050 oil, but it didn't. It's surprisingly on the thicker side of a medium viscosity. I want to say kind of like maybe a thicker Copper Johns, but it's not like thick like an Artius Man. I have no idea how he got that set to where it's still within that medium to medium thick viscosity, but it feels great. Again, with the bird oils, I can't use them every day. I did find that out. This is one of my first time using bird oils. I I did find out that I can't use it every day. My skin does tend to have a reaction after a few days, so I kind of space it out now, which is good experience and knowledge to know.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But yeah, it didn't feel heavy. It wasn't overly thick. It's not overly shiny. It's not greasy. It feels really good, and the beard is extremely soft after using it.
How about doing this? Was there
I got
residue?
nothing left. Typically I tend to wait, get 10, 15 minutes afterwards, and I pull through, and it just, there's no grease left on there. I do tend to use a little less of
Right.
certain brands than others because of for that very reason.
Right.
Not, you could take 10 different companies and you're going to use the same amount, but
Sure.
certain companies use a little bit less because of that, because it spreads so well. You don't need as much. And once I had locked down the right amount for Ravens, I typically use the same amount of throughout all of his oils, and I don't have that issue within 10 minutes of the absorbing.
So you would say for me, if I use 2 droppers to back it down, a full dropper, and then start from there.
I would knock it down a full dropper and then add as needed to kind of lock in how much you would use. Yeah,
You got me
that's what I
intrigued.
was just in. Right, and that's exactly what I would do as well with the different butters. I mean, every butter's different.
Mhm.
So I always use a little bit less and then add from there, just kind of lock down what I'm going to use, how much I'm going to use for that company. So
Right. Speaking of butters, I didn't know if Dino had anything to say, but just get this out of the way. And then, sorry, Dino.
Oh, go ahead.
Butters, you don't have to mention a company, but do you have a go-to butter for nighttime? So when you wake up in the morning, your beard's not all bent up and jacked up. You got one that you go to that you sleep well because it smells good. The beard looks good in the morning. It's almost looks like it did when you went to bed.
right. Yeah, I do. I typically use the Deer Hunter. It goes in smooth. It stays in all night. And whether I just leave it, down like this, or I decide to tie it up or braid it, um, it just sits there and absorbs throughout the night. And in the morning, it's
Okay.
not, it's not just still just sitting there in the morning. You have a little bit of residue in the morning when you do your rinse, but that's about it. And, but yeah, that's typically my go-to would be the Deer Hunter.
No scent.
That way I can use whatever oil I want with it in the evening and don't have to worry about the scents colliding.
Yeah.
Right. On the same kind of lines as, do you use any liquid butters? Do you like?
I haven't.
Sure.
I haven't yet.
Okay.
It's on my to-do list. There's a couple places I'm planning on doing some liquid butters and checking it out.
Right.
Do you have any recommendations
For liquid butters, or
Sam?
for
Dino?
Yep, I
Do you have
do. So I like Florida Boys. I like Flaming Beard. Wicked Wednesday. She just came out with one. Black Manor. Hers works good.
yeah.
To tell you the truth, every single liquid butter that I've tried that's come out has worked fantastic. Some are thicker than others. Some
Right.
are, for example, one thing I'll talk about, because I heard some people talking about this. Wicked Wednesday, she uses a hemp seed oil, right? So
Mm.
some people get scared when they use it because for like the first 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to get that smell, but it dissipates super quick. It's part of it because she's
Right.
using hemp seed, but it's gone. So, I've talked to a couple of people said, don't worry about that scent because it's gone. It's part of the carrier blend that she's using in there. But I have tried a bunch and, I haven't had one that hasn't worked well.
Right.
Yeah, that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. True North.
I believe I have one. I believe I have one coming in from Five Boroughs.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But I haven't. Like I said, it'd be my first time trying
Mm-hmm.
a beard a liquid beer butter, and yeah, True North is definitely on the list of the beard oils or beard butters.
I know Chief and I kind of think the same way. I use liquid butters during the day because I like them lighter. At nighttime, when I still use a poured butter at nighttime for the nourishment overnight, but I use liquid butters during the day.
I like what Bane Blend says right here. In the summer, due to shipping, they're all liquid butters.
I agree. I agree.
You know, that might be a moment, Chief, since he brought that up, about resetting oils, because it is the season when butters come in there and melted. But you want to talk for a minute about resetting it?
Yeah, Chris from True North mentioned it today. He says, 90 degrees in your mailbox, and it's sitting out there and it's melted. He said, pop it directly into your freezer. 30, 90 minutes, whatever. You're good to go.
Right.
Yep.
Jay, good to see you.
What's up, Jay?
Dino, Ray has a question for you, I believe. Dino, do you have a preference of liquid butters using butter or just oils?
There are some liquid butters that I have that are scented where I'll just roll that and I won't even use an oil that day. There's a couple companies, like, for example, ones that are like a little bit heavier viscosity, Florida Boys and Wicked Wednesday. I don't need to use an oil if I use those ones because I can scent Wicked Wednesdays with my oil that I want. But some of the other ones that are lighter viscosity, I'll still use oil and then I'll put the butter in. So it just, it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling that day, how the beard's feeling. So that kind of determines it.
Good stuff, guys.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like Pud right here, right? And I've never been like this. Some people have to order, if they order a certain scent, they have to order the butter that goes along with it. See, I'm more of I'll just order the unscented butter and then order as many scents that I want, right? So are you guys like that, or do you have to have the same scented butter as you do the same as the oil? Chief?
I used to be like really bad. I had to have the butter and the match, of course. But I've got some unscented butter. I've got unscented liquid butter. So, it's getting expensive. So I'll order the oil and then just use unscented butter. No biggie.
Dino, how about you?
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to have to buy everything together. I think now I'm more of I've got to buy, if they got matching cologne, I'll buy the cologne and the oil. The butters, I've got unscented liquid butter, unscented poured butter, but I'm finding now at nighttime I really do like using scented poured butter. So there are some that I keep in the rotation that smell because I like the smell. So yeah.
What smells do you like for nighttime?
I like the yard sale. I've been using that. I've used Krampus. I've been using some of the tallow butter from Florida Boys. I got Bane's that I've been using, Bane blend that I've been using. So there's just been some like really cool scents that I've been using. Mango sherbet for the tallow butter from, and then the other one, I think it's bourbon vanilla from him. But yeah, so I've got so many butters that I've accumulated, so I kind of rotate in and out. I'm like, oh, I remember this scent. I'll wear it a couple nights when I go to bed. So it's just kind of one of those things. I rotate everything out.
Dave, have you tried Bane blends yet?
I have. I'm actually going through some of their oils currently, their deodorants as well.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's a lighter scent, and I do like the EOs that are in there. But not going to give too much away on that. I do have a review coming for those here probably the next few weeks. But yeah, I do like the oils. I like how they feel. Their butter, I do like how the butter feels, and yeah, we're just going to kind of go from there. But yeah, as far as butters, I'm probably one of the worst ones for that. I want to get the butter in the same scent and rock them both. And I've even suggested to people, hey, to save, get the unscented and, add a couple drops of your oil to that if you want the butter scented. And, kind of heeding my own advice is difficult sometimes, especially when you really, really love that scent.
Right. You know,
But there's nothing wrong with that, brother. I just it's so easy. You can go in my bathroom in here right now, and it looks like just towers and towers of butters just
Right.
stacked. My wife will just walk in, look, shake her head, and turn around and walk out.
you know, I wonder if there's a caveat to that question. Do you think it's because we're reviewers and we have so much product and we're always trying to try other companies to review that's kind of the reason why we don't buy the matching butters anymore? Because we just don't have space, or
Yeah.
we're never going to get to it.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely an easier factor to that. It's easier to try 5 different oils with an unscented butter
Yeah.
than it is to try 5 different oils when you have one butter that's scented. It kind of streamlines everything having that unscented.
Right.
Well, if you're doing a review for that company, you don't want to use company X with the company you're reviewing that week. So you got to at least buy one
Right.
butter to try them, And Tara
Right.
had a question. Krampus Night, I mixed that with a couple different things, but Bearded Death's vanilla, 2 or 3 drops in there changes the whole thing. And yeah, it's so good. I'm almost halfway through with that Krampus Night butter, and that's a lot of butter. They do 4-ounce butters, and that is a lot of butter.
Right.
So I'm already through 2 ounces of it.
Yeah.
Right.
And and that's one of those too. With True North, I don't have to use as much of their butter, and it's just and their unscented is just unscented. That really surprised me. But
There's no nut
and
smell.
it
or
comes in a
anything.
4-ounce. It lasts.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Wandering Drama Company, if I could just do a cheap promo right here real quick. Wandering Drama Company says, I am a Mrs. Claus, and we do have a couple from the Santa community in with us tonight. And guys, the show that I do on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is called Santa Talk, guys. And my goal is to bridge the gap in between the Santa and the bearded community. Not that there's this great chasm, but hey, guess what? Santa Claus has a beard, and Santa Claus should know how to take care of a beard. So what better way than to join the two communities together, and then you got one big happy family. I 100% agree. We had Sean White, who was on our show not last weekend, but the weekend before, who is a professional Mrs. Claus, and she brought that up too, that, yes, my beard is just as much as an investment as my Santa suits or anything else I buy. So, but how many of you three feel this way just in general, that you're growing your beard? How much do you get out of taking care of your beard? I mean, is it relaxing to you? Is it therapeutical? I've heard Dan C say that it's actually a therapeutical type of thing to groom your beard daily.
I
I'd like to
absolutely
get y'all's
agree.
thoughts on that.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It gives you something to take care of that's yours, that nobody else has a say so in. It's giving you something to take care of and be proud of. And it's letting you kind of see how you're maturing through life. I mean, is it starting to go gray? Maybe it's starting to go gray and you're not too sure if you like it. But as soon as you lock that in and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to embrace this and rock it. That's when it just helps you mentally to have that one thing that you can be proud of, that one thing that you can continuously take care of.
Dino,
how about you?
I would have to agree with that. I think the cool thing is, like before I had a beard, not that I didn't take care of myself hygiene wise, but once I started growing the beard, you like start thinking about different things, right? Like you're like, hey, I want to really take care of myself. I'm worried about how the beard looks, and it's like a rabbit hole, right? I'm worried about the beard. And then I'm like, well, you know what? Now I want to do natural deodorants, because I see other companies doing that. So it's one of those things where it just gives you that self pride. And when I walk out that door in the morning, I know that I'm on point, right? I'm looking good,
Right.
I'm smelling good. And I think what it shows to other people around me is that I take care of myself. You know what I mean? I take care of myself and I'm proud of how I look and I'm proud of how I smell and my presentation. So I think it kind of gives I would say it gives you like a morality boost, right? Because you're feeling,
Absolutely.
you feel good about yourself because I think if you don't feel good about yourself, like if you're like, man, I don't feel good about myself, I don't think the day's going to go good, right? But if you feel good
Right.
about yourself, you have a different outlook on that day and it just puts you in a positive mood and it gets you going that day, you know?
Right.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I would mirror that
Absolutely.
100%. I don't even go upstairs. I get out of bed. Yeah, 100%, Chris.
Right.
I don't even go upstairs until I at least get my beard soaked in the sink and at least get it back straight again. And then I'll go up and have coffee with the missus and stuff. It's that important to me,
Right.
is getting at least halfway decent looking, because sometimes this thing gets to be a wreck in the morning, man. You know? But I agree. It is therapeutic. You can exfoliate your skin. You're taking care of your skin. You're taking care of your beard. You're taking care of your mind. You figure out what you're going to wear for the day. It puts you in a positive mood for the day. If you went out of the house and your beard was a wreck, you're not going to have a good day. You're not projecting positive vibes. It's a whole mindset. And Dan C's absolutely correct. It's therapy.
Yeah. Yep.
I
So
agree.
something to be proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Great stuff going on here in the hey, Santa Rio Rancho. Okay, so guys, you guys know my heart, right? And I know as corny as it may seem to some, hey, I try to keep the Christmas spirit alive in the bearded community year round. And guys, look, I'm telling you, I am convinced that every Santa out there needs a healthy beard.
Yeah.
And do you need to use beard products to grow a beard? You don't have to. Do you need to use beard products to grow a healthy beard? 100%, right?
Absolutely.
No matter what anybody says. Grandpa Fred could have said, I heard Dan C's, I've just rubbed dirt in my beard. It's good enough, But guys, yes, that's what we do here. And we try to raise awareness. Chris brought up a good point. It does help your mental health because it is very therapeutical. And as far as watching reviews, guys, that's kind of one of my hobbies. And these three right here are some of the best three I love watching, guys. And so if you just enjoy getting on there and learn stuff, there's so many great beard product reviews from Dan C on, and I count him as the pinnacle on down, right? So Chief was probably the first bearded review I ever watched, and that just got me hooked. It absolutely was. And you know who it was over? Do you remember who it was over? Bearded Squirrel.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow. That's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my dad had a beard his whole life, and it was a beautiful beard. It was black and gray and white, but it was more of a business beard. And my dad was a large man, large voice, large laugh, lived large, always dressed well, but he didn't have any beard products at all because it wasn't around then. And his dark clothing would have the flakes from his face all over, and he'd kind of brush it off every once in a while. And if he had beard oil, and shoot, man, he'd have the most glorious beard ever. Beautiful beard.
Right.
So,
Now, a question for you. Have you guys noticed, it's kind of been running through my mind. I had more issues with that, with beard drift and having it on the shirt when my beard was short versus now that it's longer.
yes.
It was a constant battle to make sure I had enough and not too much oil on there when my beard was shorter.
You know what it could be too with the short beard, Dave, is the sunlight is getting through to the skin and drying it up too. Once the beard got thicker, your skin got a little bit of sun protection, plus the oil on the skin, obviously. But I think the shorter beards, you're going to have more beard drift.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So I wasn't alone in that one. It's good to know.
Corey's got a Nice mustache going on now.
He does. Looks
You
good.
see that
He
today?
does. I noticed that this morning.
Big old mustache.
Well, Dino, as we start to wind it down here in the next little bit, I believe it is time for
the question. The question. Alrighty. If you could see any celebrity entertainer performer, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
You know, I've been thinking about this one a lot, and because from watching the show, I knew this one was eventually going to come up, and I keep coming up with the same two. One is the Doors. I would love to see them in concert. Jim Morrison, he just played so hard that he played harder than his body could, and
Right.
I mean, I would absolutely love to have seen them in concert. And I know it's not one for two, but to see Pink Floyd in concert would just be amazing.
Right.
Just to watch them go through Dark Side of the Moon. That would be not just be nostalgic. I mean, I remember my dad putting the 8-track in the van, when he first got stereo and listening to Dark Side of the Moon. So,
right. Two solid choices. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just to bring up a little nostalgia, I got a chance to see Pink Floyd in Berlin, Germany in 1982.
wow.
What?
And David Gilmour, when he was playing Comfortably Numb, did the guitar solo. He kind of disappeared for a minute. And then when the light shined on, he was standing on top of the Berlin Wall, separating
wow.
East and West Germany, playing his guitar solo. One of the greatest memories I've ever shared with my dad.
Nice.
Right.
Wow.
And that, that's an experience that it's a very unique experience that you have there. And man, got me a little bit jealous on that one.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been able to see him.
The Doors. That's a first.
Yeah.
That's-
I mean, I
that's
always loved their music.
Oh yeah.
And it's just even when I was a kid, I loved the music. Even now I'll play their music from time to time. And I think it would just been an awesome experience to see them in their prime before things started getting a little too off the wall. But
right.
But yeah, I think it would just been a really good experience to see that.
Well, I know Santa's wanting to wind down, but I got another kind of little question. Where do you see the beard community going? Is it going in a positive direction, you think? Reviewer wise, company owner wise, new products coming out, unheard of products coming out?
It just seems like this, I would say over the last 6 months at least, that things have just really started to blow up with the bearded community. It seems like the bearded community has really grasped, each other, to help and push each other forward. And to be honest with you, that is not something I was expecting when we first jumped on Instagram and getting involved with the bearded community. We weren't expecting to not just to have a few people, but a whole community of people that are driven to push each other forward. I was not expecting that. In most communities that are on Facebook or anything else, it's not like that.
Right.
I see it growing. I see it. I'm really excited to see the growth lately, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen over the next 6 months.
I wish I could go into the time machine with what I know now when I first started, because it wasn't the same community and company owners helping each other and reviewers talking to each other. It was it was kind of like, it's my rice bowl and I'm not going to share any with you. Gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kay
Newsletter.
brings up a good point. I credit Amber for part of that. The newsletter has been essential for us in the community. Now, guys, I want to say something, and this may, if it makes some feel uncomfortable, I'm sorry. That's just part of, being honest with the truth. This right here should be one of the most followed things in the community.
Yes.
Okay. That's Amber's newsletter.
Absolutely.
there should be, when you see people asking questions, well, what's going on here? What time is this happening? What time? It's all right here. So
All there.
if you have not tuned in and checked out Amber's newsletter, please do. Check her out. Check out her YouTube channel. Subscribe, guys. She needs all the support that she can get, because I'm going to tell you what, there's nobody else even coming close to putting out the information. In fact, it's so much information coming out that Dan C himself, who I call the general, it calls her out by name and says that how important this is. Guys, she needs your support. She needs your love. She needs your encouragement. So please make sure you are supporting Amber and the newsletter. Sorry about that, guys.
Plus, Santa, she puts hours and hours into this, and she's got a full-time job. She's got to deal with Kevin, the shed, all that stuff. So she puts a lot of time into us and sends us our reels and stuff with, we could post on Instagram. That means a lot to us. And I'm like, wow, she took time out to send us, a post for our Instagram. She goes above and beyond for all of us, and she doesn't get the thanks she deserves. So thank you, Amber. Thank you, brother Kev. And I hope you're warm out in the shed.
Yep.
Cheap plug real quick, then I'm going to start letting you guys handle it. I will be on Sean White's show. That's another one you should go support. Mrs. Claus Vintage. She has her own YouTube show. Please check her out as well. I post about her. There'll be more. I'll be presenting more about that here coming up. So thank you guys very much in the Santa community for joining us tonight. Dino, start to tell us, just ask your last questions of Dave or any comments that you have.
So since we're winding down, Dave, I just want to say, man, you are very inspirational. Between you and Santa Tom, you guys are always positive, right? And the past year and a half doing my reviews and doing stuff with Chief and the Monday Night Mayhem, I always seem to kind of go off the rails, right? Well, watching more of your videos and watching Santa Tom more, you guys have been a very positive experience on me, because I have started doing something lately, the midday motivation, because watching you guys and how positive you are and how motivating you are, I was like, you know what? I need to start doing some motivational stuff, doing some positive stuff. And I got to tell you, I hope more people subscribe to your channel and see how positive you're, because you're calming. You're positive. You've got a great message that you're delivering and how you're doing stuff. And I know I told you this on the Monday night show. I am so glad and proud that I can call you brother. And if you ever need anything, Tactical Santa, and please keep doing what you're doing, because like I said, it is super motivational. I love it. And not trying to copycat you and Santa Tom, but I've been starting to do some more motivational stuff, because I think, as Santa Tom would say, the world needs a little bit more love, and it needs more positive. So I'm trying to do my part too. And my brother Chief over there, this guy always keeps me focused and he keeps me in line. So what a great community we have. And thank you very much, Dave, for everything you do.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I hate going last because he done sucked up all the good stuff, man. But
no, feel free to say it again. I love it.
Keep going. No, keep going. But I'm glad I got to know you. I'm glad we have our little chats every once in a while and messages and phone calls. It means a lot to me. Fellow reviewers, we shouldn't gatekeep anything. Got ideas, bounce them off each other. I love the community. I love what Dino just said. It's amazing. And you're not copycatting anybody. If you're spreading positivity, man, ain't nobody going to dog you for that, man.
Right.
Spread
No,
that.
absolutely not.
Yeah. So I love your reviews. I love how calm you are. You're like Chief 360, yin and yang. You're nice and chill. I love it. Everybody in the stream or in the chats, we couldn't do this without y'all. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate being here with my two brothers and my new brother, Dave.
I appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Any last words, Dave?
No, I want to thank everybody that came into the chat, everybody that supported the channel, everybody that's recently found the channel. You three, you guys have been amazing. You guys are the goal that I'm trying to reach. And the more people that you guys are able to get a hold of, the more people that I can get in, can touch with what we're doing. I think we're just going to make the world a better place, one person at a time. And I look forward to doing that with you guys.
Well, I 100% agree. And guys, I appreciate everybody's okay, guys. I do want to bring this out there. Okay, if you have not, and I tried to get a little reel of it tonight and I wasn't able to. Recently, Chief and Dino did and please check it out on Bearded Chief's YouTube channel. He did a True North beard oil review, and it was Chief sticks his beard in a jar of peanut butter. And it is one of the most fantastic videos I have seen. It made me laugh so hard. And
Right.
guys, sometimes the best medicine that you can have is laughter, right? Please go check out the Bearded Chiefs YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, but check out that video for sure. And the question I want to ask everybody is, would you like to see more videos like that with these two? I call them my Laurel and Hardy best friends, right? Would you like to see more videos like that? Please give us your comments in the chat if you'd like to see some more of that. Does that stuff really matter to you? I think along with positivity and those positive words, laughter is definitely the best medicine, right? Absolutely. If you're talented enough to make people laugh, hey, you've done a wonderful thing, right? So look at some of the comments here real quick. The beard stuck in peanut butter. It was when I saw that video, it made my day. How long did it take to clean the beard out, Chief?
About 20 minutes.
There you go.
Wow.
But Dino on that hotline, it sounded like he's been in customer service for 30 years.
He did well.
Right. People are saying absolutely. Yes, more videos. Absolutely. So there you go. You two are stuck now.
Yeah.
So
Dino definitely sounds like he's been in customer service for a good minute. And,
right.
He's sounds like you've been working with True North for a good while there. Almost like they expected you to do that, Chief.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I mean, when that first popped across my feed, I wasn't expecting to see your beard stuck in a jar of peanut butter. And the first thing I did, I started laughing as soon as I saw it, and then I had to rewatch it because I was laughing through it. Just, he's actually got his beard stuck in that peanut butter. And
don't take life too serious.
Right. It was fun. I would absolutely love to see more of that.
It was absolutely everything I could do when I first got on the phone with him when the video, because I'm like, I'm live, we're doing our thing. And I'm like, it took everything I had not to fall off the chair laughing when I saw his beard stuck in that peanut butter. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
No, it's all clean now. Okay. Hot water melted most of it out.
With all of that done, the first video I did actually watch Chief is he did a what was it, Chief, with the mayonnaise? He did a review.
Oh yeah, blindfold
review, and
Wow.
He lost and had to put mayonnaise in his beard, and he did a challenge. Well, it had been like a long time and nobody did the challenge. So guess who did the challenge? I did the challenge and almost made it. I got stuck on the last oil, and guess what? I had to get the mayonnaise in the beard. But guys, appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Dave, thank you so much for your positivity. I couldn't have said anything better than these two gentlemen had said. You are a joy to have in the community. I wish you much success. I am so glad we're here to support you. I hope you would consider coming back on our show eventually. And
anytime.
I think you just have that voice to do this kind of stuff, and we just appreciate you so much. Appreciate your positivity. Appreciate Kay standing beside you and you guys just being a part of this bearded community. You guys have fun at Worlds. I'm sure these guys are going to look forward to seeing you there. And guys, I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you, everybody in the Santa community, for coming out and joining us tonight. Thank you in the bearded community for coming out and joining us tonight. Let's intermingle, get to know each other, and have fun together. Guys, remember, until next time, this world could use a little kindness. So be kind to one another. And as always, keep Christmas in your heart year round. See you guys next week.
Love you guys.